I've made a supercharging video in the past, and I decided to make another video because yesterday I was on Reddit and there's a lot of misconceptions that people were having. There's a little bit of some of new information, but most of this I've done in a previous video. So the first misconception that I want to address is that the charging stalls are the don't park next to the person next to you. That's not always the case. It is the case in like most of the states, but in Canada and other places it might not be true. The way it works is, if you see here, this one is 3A, and the one that shares with this one is 3B, and then also in some places it might, in case if there's another one called 3C. So anything with the first number being the same and a different letter is shared. Now this applies to the big superchargers like this one that looks like a gas pump. The smaller superchargers that look like a cute little box that have gray on the side and they're white in the middle, those are urban superchargers, and those are individual stalls that each go up to 72 kilowatts instead of 120. So that doesn't apply to those ones. But with these big ones, what you want to do is not park in the same letter, different number as another car. So I'm going to show you an example here. Here in the Toronto Lawrence Service Center, it starts 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 1B, 2B, focus, 3B, and then 4B. And the way that works is the first stall is linked to the fifth stall, because that's 1B and that's 1A. Now, second one is hooked up to the sixth one, and the third one here, or sorry, the seventh one is hooked up to the third, and then the fourth with the eighth. Another misconception that I read online was basically someone saying that it doesn't matter who got there first, it's about the state of your charge, and also that's not true. If I come and I go to 1A, and 20 seconds later, and assuming I'm empty, and I come to 1A, and then 20 seconds later someone comes to the one that's paired with me, which is 1B, which is the fifth stall here, thinking that they shouldn't come park next to me, and they charge at the one that actually affects me, and they're empty as well, I'll get way more juice than them. I'll get around 70 kilowatts or 60 something kilowatts, whereas they will get around 30 something. So it's not about who has a lower state of charge, it's about who gets there first, and then the battery state does actually come into effect. So if I have a full battery and I'm still charging, or close to full, and then they come and they go to the same linked charger, then yeah, they will get full speed. But if we're both empty, the car that got there first gets the priority. So I spoke to one of the Tesla people here, and they had mentioned that if you see issues with the superchargers, call the 1-800 number and press the option for superchargers. Don't call your local service center, they can't do anything. And that actually brought up another issue that I forgot to mention probably in another video. So sometimes superchargers will be broken and you won't know, and Tesla won't know. And a good way to find out if they're broken or not, when you pull up to a stall, plug in and let it charge for 5 minutes before leaving your car, just to see the charging rate. So that applied actually to the first one here. It's been broken for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months ago, and they never fixed it because people didn't complain. I called and I complained, and then I guess eventually they fixed it. So the issue is called yo-yoing, and it's just like a yo-yo basically. So what you want to watch for when charging, you want to get in your car and you want to look not at the miles per hour or the kilometers per hour that's the charging rate, because sometimes that's way off and it's not even correct. What you do want to look at is the kilowatts. So if it's yo-yoing, I've seen that like after a couple of minutes at like whatever kilowatt it stays at, it drops down all of a sudden to 0, and then it starts building up back to that number. So you'll see it say that it's charging at 500 kilometers or 300 miles an hour, but in fact it drops from whatever 70 kilowatts all the way down to 0, and then it resets, and then it starts again going back up to that same number. So actually, if you want to do the math, it's a way lower average than the 60 or 70 kilowatts that you're getting. So I just thought I would make this video to help new owners and owners that don't know this. You'd be surprised that a lot of people that have cars for a couple of years, their main charging method is not superchargers, so they don't know this. So I just thought I'd make this video and try to be a little bit helpful. Thanks.